Today I'd like to speak during the sermon about anxiety and how anxiety-related disorders are the most common mental illness in the United States, affecting over 40 million adults, or 20% of the population, age 18 and older every year, not taking into account the rising cases of clinical anxiety for young people under the age of 18. Lessons from today's gospel reading in our Orthodox faith can contribute greatly toward limiting the negative effects of anxiety and promoting mental and emotional health and well-being in our lives. Our Lord Jesus Christ recognizes the dangers of excessive worrying and anxiety in our lives, as he says in today's gospel reading, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Which of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to his life?" And of course, at the time our Lord was speaking, these were the things people would be anxious about, whether they would have enough food to last through the week and things of that nature. But we can apply that to the kinds of things we're anxious about in our modern world. In another section of the Bible, in the Gospel of John, Jesus says to Mary, the sister of says to Martha, the sister of Lazarus and Mary, as she becomes overly worried concerning her many responsibilities. He says, "Martha, Martha, why are you worried and troubled about many things? But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen the good part, to prioritize her time with our Lord Jesus Christ." And he says that will not be taken away from her. It is obvious that God does not want his children to be weighed down by excessive worrying and anxiety. And yet many people today are overwhelmed and have a difficult time managing their anxieties and their worries. Often with anxiety, what is happening is that we try to control or establish an illusion of control around us, around issues that may cause us distress, even though we may have very little control in reality. This is why anxiety levels increased dramatically during the COVID-19 pandemic, which triggered a 25% increase in the prevalence of anxiety and depression worldwide, according to statistics from the World Health Organization. A sense of control, or an illusion of control, was stripped away from us, and as a result, anxiety levels were elevated and created turmoil within our souls, within our families, within our communities, and within the entire world. A little anxiety is good, and that it motivates us to do the important things of life which we have control over. Things such as eating right, going to bed at a good hour, getting our work done, and providing for ourselves and for our families. However, anxiety becomes problematic when we worry about the things we cannot control, namely the future. We cannot control the future, so what's the sense in worrying about the future? We cannot control other people and what they do, so what's the point in worrying about what other people are doing? And events in the world which are beyond our circle of influence. If we have no control or influence on these things, they're not worthy of our time, our concern, and our worries. This unhealthy state of worrying and having anxiety about things we cannot control leads to chronic anxiety, which is a state of the soul that leads to troubling thoughts, restlessness, conflicts in our relationships, and a general disruption to the quality of our life and our inner peace. Our Lord Jesus Christ, on the other hand, tells us today, stop worrying. Stop worrying about the things you cannot control in your life.